Have you noticed that lately, nothing feels the same? The things that once brought you joy now seem distant, muted, almost meaningless. You wake up in the morning, and for a brief second everything feels normal, but then that strange emptiness returns, like a fog that covers your thoughts. You start to wonder, what's happening to me? Why does life suddenly feel so hollow? But what if I told you that this emptiness isn't a sign of something ending, it's the beginning of something far greater? When everything starts to lose meaning, it's not because you're broken. It's because the version of you that was driven by old values, illusions, and expectations is dissolving. You're beginning to outgrow the life you built when you didn't know who you truly were. The things that once motivated you, money, success, validation, relationships, no longer have the same hold, because deep down, your soul is craving truth, not comfort. This is not depression. This is not failure. This is the silent call of awakening. Awakening doesn't come with fireworks or grand revelations. It often begins quietly, through the cracks of discontent. You start noticing that conversations feel shallow, that your routines feel robotic, that the dreams you were chasing no longer fit your heart. You feel disconnected, even from people you love. And yet, something inside you whispers that there must be more depth, more purpose, more realness. That whisper is your true self, stirring for the first time in a long time. The reason everything around you feels like it's losing meaning is because you are shifting from living through the mind to living through awareness. The mind thrives on labels, goals, roles, and stories. It wants everything to make sense in a neat, linear way. But the soul doesn't speak in logic, it speaks in feelings, intuition, and silence. When the old mental structures start to fade, there's a gap, a void, and in that gap, nothing feels solid anymore. That's where you are right now. You are standing between worlds, the one you used to know and the one that's still unfolding. Most people panic when they reach this point. They try to fill the void with distractions, with work, with noise, with people who make them forget. But the truth is, the void isn't a punishment. It's the pause before rebirth. It's the moment when the universe gently removes everything that isn't truly you. You're not losing meaning, you're shedding illusion. The people who feel lost right now are often the ones closest to finding themselves. If you feel like you don't fit into your old life anymore, that's because you're not supposed to. The conversations that once entertained you now bore you. The ambitions that once fueled you now feel empty. You may even start questioning your identity. Who am I, really? What do I even want? Don't rush to find the answer. The questioning is the answer. The very fact that you're asking means you're waking up. When you begin to see through the surface of things, life can look dull, even colorless, at first. That's because you're seeing without illusion. The glamour of false success, the chase for approval, the endless busyness, they no longer hypnotize you. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it's also the most powerful stage of transformation. The old you is dying so the real you can emerge. The loss of meaning is not the end of your story. It's the clearing of space for something authentic to enter. And even though you might feel alone in this process, you're not. Millions of souls across the planet are awakening right now, each in their own quiet way. We are all learning to see beyond the surface, to live from the heart instead of the mask. The real awakening starts when you stop trying to escape the emptiness and instead allow yourself to feel it. Because inside that silence, something sacred is being born. It's uncomfortable because you can't control it, and yet, that's exactly why it's so powerful. The same energy that built your old identity is now breaking it apart so you can see what's real. The pain you feel is not destruction, it's expansion. You're stretching beyond the limits of who you thought you were. There will be days when you feel completely detached, like you're walking through life but not truly in it. People around you may not understand what's happening. They might say you've changed, become distant, quieter, or too deep. But don't let that shake you. You are not losing yourself, you're shedding layers that were never really you. The truth is, awakening can look a lot like falling apart, especially to those who still live asleep. You might notice sudden emotional waves, tears without reason, bursts of anger, moments of deep peace followed by confusion. These are energetic recalibrations. Your soul is aligning with truth, and your body, your emotions, your mind, they're learning to adjust. You may crave solitude more than ever. That's because your energy needs space to breathe. The noise of the world feels too loud now because your senses are opening. You're starting to perceive not only what people say but what they feel, what they hide, what they radiate. It can be overwhelming at first, but it's also a sign that your sensitivity is turning into a superpower. As you awaken, you begin to see patterns everywhere. The same numbers appear. Synchronicities unfold. Conversations align perfectly with your thoughts. The universe begins to speak in symbols, guiding you like gentle breadcrumbs toward your higher path. These are not coincidences, they're confirmations. Each moment is orchestrated to help you remember who you are. The hardest part of this stage is trusting it. Your mind will fight back. It will say, "This makes no sense. You're imagining things. You're losing it." But you're not losing your mind, you're expanding beyond it. The mind can't comprehend the infinite, so it calls it nonsense. But your heart knows. It always knew. The awakening isn't about learning new truths, it's about unlearning the lies you believed about yourself. You may also start noticing that people, jobs, or habits are naturally falling away. Not because you're pushing them, but because they no longer match your vibration. You can't force what's not aligned to stay. The universe removes what can't come with you into the next chapter. And though it hurts, there's beauty in that release, it's the sacred act of letting go. Every ending carries within it a seed of beginning. It's okay if you don't have clarity yet. Awakening is not a linear journey. Some days you'll feel deeply connected to everything, and the next, you'll feel lost again. This rhythm is natural. Think of it as spiritual breathing, the inhale of understanding, the exhale of surrender. You're learning to flow with life rather than control it. You're learning to trust the current, even when you can't see where it leads. And slowly, subtly, the meaning you thought you lost begins to return, but in a different form. It's no longer tied to success or achievement. It's quiet, deeper, real. It's in the way sunlight touches your skin, in the way your breath slows when you look at the sky, in the way you feel peace without needing a reason. You begin to live not for outcomes, but for presence. At some point, you'll look back and realize that the moment everything lost meaning was the moment your life truly began. Because it stripped away everything false, all the noise, the masks, the pretending, and left only what's real. Awakening doesn't give you new meaning, it reveals that meaning was always there, hidden beneath layers of conditioning. You just had to become empty enough to feel it again. The truth is, you were never asleep, you were just dreaming someone else's dream. Society's dream. The dream of productivity, validation, and endless striving. But now, you are beginning to wake up inside your own life. You no longer chase moments, you become one with them. You no longer need to prove who you are, you remember who you've always been. That remembrance is the light of consciousness shining through you. As you continue to awaken, you'll find yourself moving slower, not out of laziness, but out of awareness. You'll speak less, but every word will carry weight. You'll stop trying to convince people and instead simply embody your truth. The more you align with authenticity, the less you'll need to seek approval. People may still misunderstand you, and that's okay. Not everyone can meet you at your new frequency. Some will fade away, but others will appear, drawn by the quiet energy of your transformation. The best thing you can do right now is surrender to the process. Don't force clarity. Don't chase answers. Sit with the questions. Let life show you what it needs to reveal. Be gentle with yourself. You're not failing, you're unfolding. You're not lost, you're being rerouted toward your real self. When everything feels meaningless, remind yourself, this emptiness is sacred ground. It's where your next version is taking root. Spend time in silence. Walk without your phone. Sit under the night sky. Breathe deeply and remind yourself that existence itself is enough. You don't need to have all the answers, you just need to stay open. The purpose you're searching for will emerge naturally when you stop trying to control it. The flower doesn't force itself to bloom, it simply aligns with the sun. One day soon, you'll wake up and feel a quiet peace where there used to be confusion. The world will look the same, yet feel entirely new. The colors will seem brighter, the sounds softer, the people more real. You'll laugh without knowing why. You'll find beauty in things you once ignored. That's the reward of awakening, seeing life not as a problem to solve, but as a miracle to experience. If you're hearing these words, it's not by accident. You were guided here because some part of you is ready to remember. Trust that. Everything that's falling apart is making space for something extraordinary to grow. Every loss is an invitation to come home to yourself. Every silence is a conversation with your soul. And when it gets heavy again, because it will, just return to this truth: you are not breaking down. You are breaking open. The light is not something you chase, it's something you uncover. It's been within you all along. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to this channel. Here, we talk about awakening, energy, and transformation, the silent revolutions that happen inside the soul. Leave a comment below and share what you're feeling, what's changing for you, or the signs you've noticed on your own path. Your story might help someone who needs to hear that they're not alone. Thank you for being here, and remember, when everything loses meaning, that's when the truth finally begins to speak.